Hello, welcome to RPG June on TurnipGames. I'm Rob.
I'm Mark.
And this is a new kind of series we're doing throughout June where, we just went to a cutscene here, so you get to enjoy that while I'm talking. Where I'm going to be trying to review an RPG every day of June, if possible.
I might provide some background noise.
Yeah, I'll have Mark here sometimes, I'll have Ryan here sometimes, I'll do a lot solo if I can. But,
because you guys really liked the old channel. We miss you.
What? Yeah, we were both on the old channel, but...
Yeah.
Because we did reviews, or what?
Well, I think you had a lot of content that...
I had tons of solo. I had
by
tons
dint of being solo and non-voiced.
For example, my thousands of views on Majora's Mask.
Woo! How's your dojo scene doing? Not
past
too,
4K.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
also, check that out. That is a really neat translation of the Fairies Dojo scene of Majora's Mask that was not ever really used.
Never used in American or Japanese release. But that's Majora's Mask. We're going to be talking about .hack infection.
This is after sign, as you've explained to me recently.
Yeah, sorry about that. I fucked up right in the beginning.
I'll posit as my first point, I love the meta.
Right. That's the first thing that we noticed when we were playing this for the first time. For anyone who's watched .hack Sign, the anime, this takes place right afterwards. If you watch the OVA episodes, it leads into this. And Mark and I bought this game and I popped it in. We played it together for the first time, each of us, together. And the first thing we noticed was it feels like you're fucking in the anime. Like, it's really meta.
Yeah. The UI is perfect.
As you guys just...
Well, I'll say the UI is perfect for PS2.
For
there
early
are
PS2.
some... Yes.
This
there
is
are
like
some ways
01,
that
02.
a very modern... It fits an MMO that would have been made then.
And you might recall them mentioning Belmong, I believe in the anime. They mentioned him.
Yes, Orca's brother.
Orca's... Yeah, oh wow, I didn't even know that.
What?
I didn't even...
Balmung of the Azure Sky?
I believe so. I've watched the anime 3 times through, and I didn't even remember that, because the last time
Orca is of the Azure Sea?
Orca, this game starts off with you playing with Orca.
Yes.
And
then he goes... Does he
comatose.
Disappear? Oh, he goes comatose. Yeah.
Orca goes into a coma, and then this game is the first part out of 4 parts of you learning like the secret of Bracelet of the Twilight, all that stuff, and finding out there's Helba.
Wow, Helba shows up really early.
Well,
no, not really early. What's your save file?
We didn't start a new game. This is a save file that we could look at the beginning. I believe it's around 8 hours, 9 hours.
Yeah, I mean, Helba, I think she communicated with you rather early, though, but it was just kind of like poke-poke.
Through the BBS, I believe.
Yeah, it was just very poke-poke to see if you were even worth talking to.
So this game...
I mean, obviously you are scripted, but...
Yeah. As anyone who has never played this, never watched the anime might be seeing, this looks a lot like an MMO once I get into the gameplay here. But
it's supposed to.
It's not, in fact, online. It's based off an anime where the characters are in an MMO game. So they've done a really good job replicating that. When you start up the game earlier, that was not my computer desktop. That's all within the PS2 game disc.
No, yeah.
I wish that was my desktop. It was cool as hell.
Yeah, we could do that, like a rain meter kind of deal.
We should.
Oh man.
So
fans with rain meters that know how to use them.
But on it. Anyone who's not a fan might not be catching all of this, and a lot of.
And notice, it tells you which server you're playing on. Your quote-unquote server.
Yeah. So, I guess in the first third
of
this...
And I believe it will be Delta.
Delta, I believe. Or Omega. I'm not sure.
Omega would be the horseshoe shape.
I just didn't even see it, so that's why.
It was the...
was it a triangle?
It was a triangle, but
Delta.
It lacked the actual, the wide leg that the actual Delta symbol has.
You'll see here other dudes just running around, and sometimes they even throw up little chat boxes like so, to make it look like you're really playing online, where these are all scripted and they're just running on a loop around here. One thing I've noticed recently that I never did before is
they both said the same thing.
You can either talk to them or you trade. And we never traded while we were playing before on our...
Will they trade anything as like a set value? Do they have things that they particularly want, like fetch questy stuff?
Both.
Okay.
There will be dudes hanging around saying, buying this, buying this, buying this, I'm buying this. Mia, that's a party member you have, constantly asking you, have you picked up any aromatic grass? Do you have any aromatic grass to sell? On top of which, you can go through his tradable inventory here on the left and trade for anything on the right. This is my inventory here. And certain items have certain value. Like trading him, say, antidotes are pretty cheap. I'd have to trade maybe 30. But, say, one of these spell scrolls, I might have to trade like 5.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want anything he has. This is not a new file. This is my actual, like, running file. Another cool thing is that this game, your save, a game clear save, carries over to the next part. So when we move on to dot hack mutation, we will
You'll be just as jacked.
Yes, even post-ending, you can continue to grind.
That's awesome!
Yes, the game
with
does
the
not,
same broken items. Like,
it does not give you a game over screen. It gives you it boots you back to here.
That's awesome!
So now here you can form a party.
Because grinding at top levels is always easier than grinding at bottom levels.
True.
Because you know what items, at that point you've gotten meta enough, you know what items just edge around the outsides of the balance system.
Yeah, so what you see me doing here is adding party members. You get like an in-game friend list of characters that you were scripted to meet. I didn't meet these guys on the street or anything. It's not that deep. I was scripted to meet Black Rose and Elk. But I met them, they were added to my friends list, and now you can invite them to your party at any time, meaning you can do almost any non-scripted level with any characters you please, and level them accordingly, as well as you can select them and gift them items, usually weapons and armor, and kind of spec them out as you see fit. I've given Black Rose and Elk a full setup.
Do any of them level and get items on their own as other players would in an MMO?
No.
Okay.
No, I believe they join you at a certain level. They have a certain number of items. Say they're level 5. They'll have level 3 and 4 or 5 items. And you have to build them from there. They'll get to level 30 and sit there with their level 3 items.
I'll leave that as acceptable, since running off the time, the system clock of the PS2 would have been very breakable.
Yeah.
Just walk away from the game.
I want to
and make
explain
it
this
easier.
here. Yeah. You
this
walk
system
away.
is super awesome.
Now,
this is one of the best.
This is how you get to new areas where you'll grind, areas where there's dungeons, all that. You combine 3 keywords, and there's a big list of keyword 1, keyword 2, keyword 3, and you blend them together, and you just create basically your own dungeons. There is a set amount technically. Multiply however you do that to find out how many there are.
Oddly enough, the one you have highlighted has 5 words instead of 3. But some of them are phrases.
Some of them are phrases, and some of them you can actually add on a 4th, like an adjective.
Ooh.
To even further complicate things. So rather than keep talking about it, I'm going to go ahead and warp there. This is the easiest one that you start the game with unlocked. In the beginning, a character named Orca shows you this. And I'm going to go here just so I can beat the shit out of enemies without having to really think about it. And we are at... Okay, we're good. So, here's an area. You kind of spawn in here. They're going to keep talking to you as if they're live characters. I'm going to run into a dungeon in the meantime. You have these abilities here, which are team-wide. You can tell them different operations here, which is like your overall battle strategy. You can give specific orders to characters through here. I can have Black Rose do Deathbringer here.
Okay.
Then I can also have them see here at the bottom, do not use skill or items, attack the closest enemy, everyone attack the same enemy, assemble and move in formation, do not move and recover.
Yeah.
Then my last one here is I can just yell out, in general, do skills, heal yourselves, weaken the enemy, strengthen yourselves. Then I have, if you press triangle, we're playing on the PS2. I'm not sure if there's another version. There might be a PC release. I'm not sure.
It would have been really sweet to play this on PC. This was a
There is
a little bit more background. This was like OG SAO.
This is like original Sword Art.
VR, like a super virtual reality, which is why even though we're playing a quote-unquote MMO, there's cutscenes where the characters are fully animated. You know, they're voicing their dialogue. It was a input brain into game kind of deal.
No, they're looking at a screen. They're looking at a screen.
Are they looking at a computer screen?
They can sit up at any time, take it off their head. It's a...
it's not... Yeah, I mean, it's not SAO in the fact that you're locked into the game.
There's no brain shut off. They're looking at something. They have a headset.
Okay.
Like, almost like a scouter-looking thing.
Okay.
And
I am mistaken.
Yeah, they have like a semicircle scouter going in front of their face.
Yeah, as I will be many times this year.
And they have a mouse and a keyboard.
Oh, man, that makes like
if you watch
animated cutscenes.
Watch the opening. There's someone clicking a mouse and typing on a keyboard in the .hack sign opening.
That's awesome.
Now they've been looking at the same screen while we talked for like 30 seconds there, so I apologize for that. I wanted to keep things rolling. Here is your personal menu. You press triangle. This only applies to Kite, your main character.
Yeah.
You have skills, items, key items. Anyone who plays RPGs and has looked this video up knows what the fuck that means.
It would be hilarious if you gated out and then, like, the people you were playing with were inactive for, like, a certain amount of time because they're pissed because you just fucking teleported away.
No, there's a little bit that they don't work in. Like, yeah, just... Oh, shit.
I mean...
Okay, so what you saw there was a trap treasure chest, which I didn't really think about. I have had 4 beers before recording this video.
We thought we were going to do this one straight shooting.
Yeah, but my mom started talking to you, so I just kept drinking because I do not give a fuck about Game of Thrones.
I like the series. I really like the books better than the TV show, especially after season 4. I feel like the HBO directors got really ballsy and were like, oh, we can make the story better.
I have literally nothing against Game of Thrones. I have literally nothing for Game of Thrones.
You are indifferent.
I am 100% indifferent. There are no enemies here because I killed them all. So it's time to go back to somewhere else.
That's fucking great.
So here, I'll show something in the meantime. You get these items. You have something called a Sprite Ocarina, which you can buy in town. You will also find as drops, I believe, and you can find in treasure chests, I think, which will warp you back to the field outside of the dungeon.
Does it warp you to the entrance of the dungeon, or to the warp gate?
I believe back to the entrance of the dungeon. You still have to world out. Like, okay. You have to gate out. Gate out, I'm sorry. See there, I was outside the dungeon, so that's a quick
You should have
escape.
to, like, tell them. Or they get mad at you.
You should have to tell them, like, G2G or something like that. Gotta go. Or else they get mad.
I mean, that would be, like, super inconvenient.
Yeah,
like,
the way the game
kind
works...
Kind of the point of actually playing this rather than playing an MMO is the fact that you don't have to bother with their feelings. Now, they're not real people.
One cool thing here, though, I'm not sure if it's totally real, but when you get back to town, did you notice my characters just run off my party? They're still in my party, but since I'm in the town now...
They're just doing their shit.
Well, Black Rose said, I'm running off to shop. And Elk said she's running off to something or other, I forget. Are there any good weapons? See, they're running around looking for weapons and items for themselves. In the meantime, so they're not just idling around you, because real players would just fuck off.
Yeah.
And please remember, this is in about 2001, probably in development in 2000, 2001, only published in 2001, 2002. This is in the time of RuneScape Classic, Ultima Online. This is before World of Warcraft. They had a
Where's
lot...
EverQuest.
EverQuest was around.
EverQuest was solid.
They had this view of games this early.
Yeah.
Of how MMOs and MMORPGs would form up.
The meta is done really well, and it's obvious. They did good with it. They got all of the beneficial things there, but they left out all of the things that can hinder a single-player game experience.
Which they have to, for this.
Yes. You don't have to worry about other people's time zones.
Things like that.
Work schedules.
It could have been even deeper.
Real-life bullshit. The game turns on and everything is available to you.
Everyone on your friends
there.
list is online at all times.
The perfect MMO.
No one has a life. Select brings up your default map, which is zoomed in. Another press of select brings up your overall map, which shows mainly the entire play area here.
Or a rather large...
Here we go. Enemy encounters are entirely through these here that you see ahead of me. This gold circle with a rotating banner around it. You approach close enough, and enemies spawn. That's pretty much how it goes.
I like that they...
and I wiped them out in a
They
few
did
seconds.
that, and instead of having multiple assets and aggro fields moving around, they moved it into one asset and aggro field to
now,
save
You'll notice
on,
the screen freaking out
here.
as well.
Yeah, that's in the fucking game.
You see the screen. The screen flashes white or red occasionally. That's in the game,
It
indicating.
gives you some white noise.
Yeah, it gives you a kind of fuzzy, static noise.
Wait, what? What did Elk just say? Elk just smashed on his keyboard.
Did Elk just
Just
spam?
WGHILD, like some bullshit. I don't even know.
I'll keep the map down so we can see. I'm looking for another enemy encounter here, but I might not be able to find one. In which case, I'll just run for the dungeon. Yeah, what was I just talking about? Oh yeah, the stuff that's popping
See,
up on
look
your...
at that. What is that?
Psi.
I couldn't read it.
Asterisk, psi, asterisk.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was all like fucked up like keyboard mash. Oh man.
Mistral, Mistral, I believe, does that shit. She speaks with smiley faces and that kind of junk.
Emoji.
She speaks with emotes and all that jazz. And when you hear her talk, she's all, hi, blah, blah, blah.
Like Kimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can add that in.
Ooh boy.
So...
Yeah, see, like, it gets really meta with, like, the assets failing. I mean, it's super, like, asset failing perfectly for the way the game wants it to. If an asset failed in an actual MMO, it would just kind of, not be there, or...
Well, you're not explaining this very well. Someone who hasn't watched Dot Hack doesn't know shit. There's, like, this sort of malicious virus, sort of. It's like a, what's the word for where something can think? Autonomous?
AI?
There's an AI virus, in a way, that's intentionally attacking the world. And that's what you'll notice, the screen freaking out all the time. It's not an issue with our recording, it's not an issue with my game disc.
Which sometimes does get really annoying.
Which does, because I was playing a 5-floor dungeon earlier, and the screen Oh, here's a good chance to show this. You see where it says data drain okay behind my thing there? This is a rhetorical question for the viewer, but I know you see it. Data drain. That is when I've broken an enemy's protection, and I'm able to use this. No other characters can use this. This is specific to Kite.
Is it when he has the Bracelet of Twilight?
Yes, it is. I have cut out the animation because I was doing it too long. Normally when I was doing it all the time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
To beat a boss. You'll find yourself doing this all the time. You need to collect these things called virus cores, which open up new keywords to create new worlds. I am talking a fuck ton. So what it's going to do is level him down to level 1. You'll notice the enemy is not the same as he was before. He's this little worm.
He's a worm now
and
instead of a swarm.
I got 1 HP, or 1 XP rather. My teammates got 2 because they're a lower level. It severely hampers your XP gain, but sometimes with bosses you'll need to data drain them several times to get them down to damageable levels.
Oh man, that's really neat.
Which I was just doing earlier. I had to beat the shit out of him with skills to finally data drain him. Mm-hmm. And then data drain him a second time.
Ooh.
At which point I was able to defeat him.
Is it that stone turtle?
Were you looking at my
chest.
strategy guide?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fighting... No, it was not the stone turtle. It was,
Ooh, grand armor.
It was... What was he? He was like
Big Papa.
Wyvern, I believe.
Big Papa.
Ooh, Big Papa. So now we are moving on to the second section here. I didn't really go over how we're going... Oh, we're way past the second section. I'm trying to keep these RPG June episodes down to like 30, 40 minutes max. 45 is my cutoff, which I'm sure I'll break at some point playing Final Fantasy IX. But Wow, I'm doing really well here. No, not going to open that. Here's a good chance to show you. See these purple chests here? These blue, purple, whatever you want to call it? Going to go to your items. You have something called a fortune wire. These are trap chests. I'm going to use it on that. No one likes a trap. Disarm trap. Now it is a normal, dickless chest. You'll just roll right into there.
Ooh, yeah.
You see, sometimes I'm thrown off by the thigh highs. But...
Okay, what's the next fucking...
Now we're gonna move into, Shit, the beginning is kind of our intro.
What the hell is this?
We explain the... Did she say that?
Yeah. Cure me now.
No, I'm gonna have Elk, because Elk's a healer. You also want to put together a party like you really would on an MMO. Moving into our second section here, which I'm doing really bad at transitioning, is where we're going to start kind of listing off what we do and don't like about the game. Which we've kind of been doing, but not so much. I'm going to start off with the OST, actually, because something that really struck me about .hack Sign, the anime, was the godlike OST.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. As the guy from, what's the game? Dead Rising 1 would say.
Yeah.
The journalist. It was beyond what anyone could ever ask for an anime. Now, this game has I guess it's good background music, but
yeah,
damn,
it's super bland.
It's really bland. You've been listening? I do not have a headset on right now. Mark does have a headset. He's able to hear the game, and it's just kind of background.
Yeah, it's
MIDI
beyond
music.
RuneScape has music. EverQuest has music.
Oh,
Eve has galactic roar. I don't know.
Eve has ambient space jazz. Do you know Eve's doing the best?
What?
Eve is doing the best.
Yeah, they just had a monument erected with all players active since some date in 2014. Every active player had their username engraved on an actual monument.
Yeah, because Eve is cool as fuck.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing it when we did. It was another fucking job.
The learning curve is a job.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, let's not get into Eve. The soundtrack here is really lackluster after .hack Sign really set the bar incredibly high.
I remember these dudes would kick our ass when we were...
I grinded a lot. Yeah, I grinded a lot. These guys originally, when you first run into them, be careful because they will kick your ass. I just went ahead. I grinded a lot, and they still just did about a third of my damage, or my health there. But it's not terrible. I'm doing easy floors, so I'm able to talk during it. You will find incredibly difficult sections. Not so much when you carry your characters over to the next game, I've heard, because then you're starting a new game, which they do start as if someone was starting part 2 as their first entry.
Yeah.
And you will breeze through the first third or half of the game.
That's awesome.
Anyway, OST was kind of lacking, would you agree?
Definitely.
After Sign, after the money and the creative direction they put into Sign, I guess is a way to say it, I feel kind of let down. The gameplay, though, is meta as hell.
Yeah,
and I really enjoy that. Anyone who likes MMORPGs, anyone who wants to pretend they're playing one, will find really no better.
I don't think they'll find any other fake MMORPGs.
That's the whole idea of .hack. It's a single player. Well, they'll find Final Fantasy 12. Ooh, sick burn, right?
Nah.
It's true. Everyone knows it's true, and if you like that, you like that. I love this, and I had an average time with Final Fantasy 12. It's not 13, we can say that. Double burn.
It's not the lightninging.
It's not Final Fantasy 13, 14, the lightninging. No, wait, I'm not going to say 14. 13-3. God damn.
13, 14, 15, 16, the lightninging.
The lightninging, yeah. Thank God they were not new numbered installments. God. I didn't even hate 13 or anything. We both played a good amount and had an okay time.
Yeah.
It was when they...
walk down a fucking hallway, alright?
Final hallway. But, again, we'll get to that. This is RPG June.
There's time.
But we will not see 13 because we're playing RPGs this month. Oh, sick burn! Oh, sick burn!
Hopefully there will be a hub world to go back to at some point.
Here? Oh,
no, in the games that we play.
Oh, yeah.
Should we make that a requirement? Or
What, that they almost have Mach Anu in it?
Yeah.
They're required to have a hub server. They're only games where you can choose your server.
And yeah, like, the meta is great. Speaking of servers and shit, you could just go on the message boards.
You can go on the message boards, and you know what? I might as well just go ahead and show that, because I'm not going to finish this dungeon. I got another few floors here. So, here's something you... Oh, shit, I'm in battle. I can't use it. Can I use it now? I cannot.
Ooh, now you can.
My Sprite Orb?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sprite Ocarina. Sorry, Sprite Ocarina, not Fairy Orb. I was getting them mixed together.
I guess we did it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and gate out back to the main town again, Mach Anu, which is featured in the anime, which is really cool. That's where Lady Subaru's always going around in her gondola. Oh, by the way, folks, I apologize for doing episode 1 with like this nasally ass voice. I just got over I was sick for 6 days, and I'm still like real nasally. And but I had to get some episodes done. So back to the Aqua Capital. And we are going to go ahead and take a look at that, because you might not have noticed in the beginning here.
Yeah, there's...
Our main...
A whole fucking thing.
I guess... Ooh, the board has some new messages. So this is still within the game here. And you can go to the board and read, like, forum posts by other characters. And they're written, like, real... Notice the lack of punctuation, all that junk like that.
Yep.
You'll see that they're written by other players. They even give you, if you see the author tag there, the second line down, 01, that's a player. You look here, Tau, that's a player. Korm, Kojiro, Quattro, that's kind of cool, actually. Alf, written by Meg. So,
Shut up, Meg.
Other imagined characters will...
What's a grunty?
A grunty?
Yeah, what's a grunty?
Do you remember those little kind of cow things? There's the part where Tsukasa has to raise one and sign, and it gets sick and dies. And it's the saddest part of the whole show.
You mean the witch from Banjo and Kazooie?
No, not Witch Grunty. I know who you're talking about. Have you... What's a grunty? What's a grunty? Found this item in the root... called root vegetable, blah blah. This is a way to learn about the game as well. When you play, you're going to want to read every board post, because it does a really awesome... It's kind of like a running tutorial.
Yeah.
You can raise a grunty, actually, in this game. Blah blah, blah blah, and this will teach you...
No, you can't raise grunties in that one. It just said go up. Like, go back to the first response. You're probably in Delta server. There aren't any grunties, you fuck.
That's weird, because there's a quarter of that strategy guide is how to raise a grunty.
Gross.
Yeah, so you can raise grunties in this game. I'm not sure if they carry over or not. I have not gotten to that point yet, so that might be something to add in our review, but I'm gonna count that out. If that's super awesome, I apologize. But we are really kind of running up on time here, so we've showed you some gameplay. I'm going to show you, this is like your desktop even. Like, it goes back outside the game, where you can check your email. I've got a new email from,
It's all
I got
corrupted.
one from Aura.
Nice!
And I've got one from Black Rose. And I've been talking to her, she's just been asking me stuff about, like...
Quiet, eternal, white devil.
Well, let's head to the Omega server? Whatever O is in, like, Greek. That sign, whatever that is, let's not talk about it because we'll be wrong.
I don't know it.
Every once in a while, a character will email
So
you.
ashamed.
They'll email you about,
outside of the goddamn game.
They email you outside the game about an area to go check out, and that'll add it to your world list. You can create your own, but you can also go to the ones that they send you to, which get automatically added.
Let's try and read Aura's message.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It.
I can't. Me something.
That is...
Something of the bracelet help me.
Beware, there are many...
Casualties?
Sure.
There are any more casualties. Before
Before
there are any more casualties. Bearer of the bracelet. Bearer of the bracelet, help me before there are any more casualties.
Nice. Well, at least we got the last 3 lines!
This is lol, I wait.
I don't know, maybe it's like, this is pretty funny, I'm just hanging out. But you can do the cool thing if you want.
This is all I want. This is lol, I want. Anyway, you'll get some messages here from, like, imagined players in the game, and it's really cool. And moving on through all 4 parts, it forms a really big, comprehensive story. If you can manage to get into it, it's something I highly suggest. Do you want to kind of go over it a bit off camera, or do you want to just kind of toss it down here?
As in...
Or kind of our slam down the gavel and be good with it.
If we get a good response on the video, we'll play some more of it, because we played it a while back.
We played it a few months ago. I've been playing it recently.
Kind of dead. But if...
Dead? We never played it. We never made a video.
We didn't?
Never ever of .hack.
Never ever?
Never ever.
Well, that's why it never got any fucking views.
Yeah, because there isn't a video of us.
Great. Alright, well, if you guys like this and want to see some things...
Yeah, like the video. That's a good way to do it.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, and, yeah, send us a private message. I answer those as well.
Even if you're just saying, hey, stop telling us to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, just tell us to stop doing that. Tell us to stop sucking dicks. But really, this isn't...
Never.
We're not done with it. Never, ever. I'll always say no. But we have not ended yet, so let's not do our closing. What's your rating?
Inconclusive.
You
need more content.
You need to play more than 5 hours?
Yeah.
I've put in about 12. I've got a pretty good feel. I've watched .hack sign a bunch of times.
Well, yeah, there's that.
That being said, I'm real into it. I've been watching sign since I was 11. So, balanced for bias here.
Balanced for lean.
Balanced for lean and balanced for bias. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's a real solid RPG. The OST kind of lets me down. There's not really much to listen to, which is kind of a big deal for me because a lot of games, especially around this time, had really sweet...
Once the gameplay and stuff is muscle memory, and you're just going for...
Once the menus aren't pissing you off anymore, because I don't know if you noticed how many fucking menus you have to go through. Once the menus just come to you naturally, the gameplay is alright. It's mostly mashing X, but it's really for fans of the anime and fans of just RPGs in general. If you're not, maybe pass it up or just buy this. It's pretty cheap. You can get it under $20. Give it a shot. I'm just going to hold strong at 8 out of 10. It's definitely worth some time, worth a little money. But there are better available. So that's all I got to say. You got anything else? Okay, I think Mark's good. I can't I can't quite tell. He's tight like a tiger. So,
No. Enjoy the meta.
Enjoy the meta.
Appreciate that it's telling you to play the game.
Appreciate the meta. Yeah.
Merc lore.
That's it. TurnipGames out.